and talk nutrition to me with Kelly Springer. Kelly, how are you? And I know you're very excited about our guest today.
I am. I'm very excited to have Alex with us today. She is a former makeup artist turned powerhouse entrepreneur. I love that powerhouse because she is a powerhouse. She is the founder of and CEO of CNY Women's Network, and it's a media company with a mission to connect, promote, and empower women across Central New York. And she's doing just that. I actually got to attend the event just a couple of weeks ago. She had 500 women in a room, and it went so well. I can't even tell you. So I'm excited to introduce Alex to everyone. So let's dive in. Alex, it's so great to have you on this podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So let's talk about this event because it was the first time that I had gotten involved. I know I've been on a few little things with you of live streams or Instagram lives and things, but that event, talk about that. How did this come together? How did you get that many women to be like, we want to take a Friday and go and support each other?
Yeah, this was our fourth annual CNY Women's Summit, and it has definitely grown and evolved since year one. Every single year, we have done something or changed something to build onto the previous year's event. So this year, we had a record-breaking attendance. It was the first time our event sold out. It was also the first time that we invested in a incredible keynote speaker who we got some really great feedback on, Candy Valentino. She's an absolute pro. Since the event, I've been binging her podcast, and I am absolutely influenced now. I adore her. But this event is really near and dear to my heart. It's actually how I started the CNY Women's Network. So the CNY Women's Summit came first before the brand did, which is really interesting. But it was at the first CNY Women's Summit where I recognized the opportunity there and realized that I wasn't the only woman in Central New York that was really craving something different and really craving community and wanted to go out and find her community. The brand itself started in 2023, but our first summit was in 2022, right after a pandemic. So it was really, I think, the right place, right time. People were very much craving community and connection. And the first summit came together so effortlessly. It's almost like it was supported by the universe or something. Really grateful, really proud of how far we've come. And I cannot wait to get planning for next year's summit.
Wow.
I'm excited to, right, Neil?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
great.
impressed by this. You see the power of community, don't you? From that summit, how you had to connect them and make sure they stay connected.
Yeah, community is everything. A lot of the women in our audience are very high performers. They care a lot about their time. So it's really important that we create spaces that really create a lot of value and impact for all of our attendees. But there's no kidding when people say everything happens in community. There is no growth. There is no innovation, I think, if you're not in community.
It was
Absolutely.
it was fantastic, Neil. So I was fortunate to be on a panel, and it was interesting because I'm used to speaking about nutrition all the time, but this panel was really about what went wrong in your business and how can you help others. And so it's one of those topics where it was interesting. The night before, I don't get nervous to speak, but this one kind of threw me a little bit because I don't speak about it a lot. And I was speaking at the end of the day, and through all the different speakers, Candy was unbelievable, such an inspiration of that keynote. Then we went into some breakout sessions where I led a group of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old women who all talked about our vulnerabilities and talked about womanhood and children and all of that. And by the time I was on stage, I felt so comfortable to speak about my topic was. And it was amazing. I felt inspired. I'm so glad I took the time and I got involved. I'm now a member.
See, I think that's a powerful story, but it's also scary, Alex, to talk about when you're trying to offer advice to other entrepreneurs, business owners, and other women in positions of growth that we mess up. Everyone messes up and we make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. It's not like taking entrepreneurship is not this blueprint to say, hey, by the way, you know what? You follow this recipe, you're going to be successful. That's not the case. We have to learn from our mistakes, learn from our failings, and learn from others.
Yeah, everyone's situation is so different. I think I go to a lot of these summits myself. I'm going to be headed to a really exciting women's summit in Toronto this weekend. Super excited for that. And a lot of the times the content is very positive. Look what I've done. Here's how I've done it. But I really think the real juicy stuff is in the failures and the mistakes that were made. I think it's one of the best things we can do as women leaders is to share our failures and our mistakes and our flaws. And so the generation coming after us can maybe avoid some of those pitfalls and maybe get to the goal a little quicker, which is great. I think as women, a lot of us struggle with perfectionism. But my opinion on that, as a recovering perfectionist, perfectionism just slows you down. If you really want to get somewhere quicker, be honest, get vulnerable, and have the real conversations.
So I don't, Alex, this is going to be new information to you, but while I was on stage, a young woman who was pregnant came up and asked a question on the panel. And I said to her that day, I'm going to be your mentor. And she came in last Friday. We had coffee together. I gave her the download of what's going to happen after this baby's born. She needs to get a whiteboard with her and her husband, go through all these things. And just spending an hour and a half with her, she just wrote me yesterday and she's, it's working. Like I've had conversations now with my husband. We're figuring out work wise what hours are going to work and what we're going to do. But I think without you putting that together, we would never have met. And I think truly that this is where it's going to be in the mentorship that we can give back.
Yeah, yeah. There's something special that happens when ambitious women come together, especially when you're in such a place of love and empowerment. The whole mission behind this event is a celebration of International Women's Day. The event wasn't hosted on International Women's Day this year, but in the 3 years prior, it was. It's really just a space for women to come together and do nothing but support and celebrate and empower one another. So I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me so thrilled. And I've heard a few other stories since then that have really brought so much joy to me because that's what I want this event to be. I want it to be a catalyst. I want it to be a platform for women to not only get connected, but to forge new business partnerships, find a mentor. I really want this event to be a space where women's lives are changed. I appreciate that, Kelly. And I'm so
Oh,
glad to hear that you met with her.
yeah, it was just really neat. And I've been very fortunate to have awesome mentors in my life. And so now I feel like there's already a lot that I can give back to the younger generation. So it'll be fun. I feel like we're going to be connected for life for sure. But it was really nice to meet her there.
Yeah,
I
and
love that.
it's such a great story. Alex, who are the women that you join the community? Do you have a specific area? Is it women in business or is it any woman that would like to join to be part of the community?
Yes. So our community, the CNY Women's Network, as a brand, I would consider it a community. There's plenty of women that attend our events that are not part of the official membership community. But our membership community is called The Collective by CNY Women's Network. And it's a really inclusive, dynamic, and diverse community. There is no specific industry or niche or level that you need to be at to join. We're hoping to cater to specific niche women in specific niches and industries and phases of their career eventually through different initiatives. We are actually launching a supper club this year that has more of that mastermind structure to it that you do have to apply to be in. We want to make sure the room is full of people that are in the same place and can really offer each other support and coaching. Eventually, we hope to grow into affinity groups, and we would really love to develop a awesome mentorship program to launch in the future too. So there's a lot of opportunity, but the collective is full of women in business, women business owners, solopreneurs, corporate girlies that are climbing the corporate ladder and are hungry for growth. And our age range spans from 23 all the way to 62. Definitely a diverse community. And I will also say it has definitely grown really organically over the past year, which I'm super proud of that too. So I'm excited to see what 2025 brings all of us.
So what are some of the events that are coming up?
So on Saturday, April 12th, we do have a women's coffee meetup happening at Sugar Grove. That event is going to be free to attend, and we're expecting a really great turnout for it. All of our events post summit always do really well just because the energy is flowing and people are really excited to get connected. So there's that. We also host fitness pop-ups, which I personally love. I'm a lover of fitness on top of business and all the other things I'm passionate about. And I am a firm believer that there are many ways to network and find community. So that's why it's important that we host a wide range of events. So we have our professional networking events like the summit and our women's coffee meetups, but we also host fit and social fitness pop-ups. We have one next Saturday with Renegade Fitness Training. And then in May, we have one with Delta Performance Gym. In June, we'll be doing one with Pilates by Chloe. So we really like to mix those up and make our rounds around all the different boutique fitness studios in Central New York. But we have our first supper club happening, which I just previously mentioned. Our first supper club is going to be on Saturday, April 26th. That's happening at the Brewster Inn. And in that supper club, we are going to be solely focusing on leveraging strategic partnerships, how to find them, how to maintain them, how to deepen them. So I'm really excited for that one because that's a topic I'm definitely interested in.
What is your ultimate goal for the community? Where do you want to see it go, Alex?
I'm born and raised here in Central New York. I've been here for a very long time. I left very briefly and came back. And I've been a small business owner since I was 19 years old. So I am super passionate about seeing the growth and evolution that is already happening in this region. We have been lucky enough to receive some really incredible investments in the region over the past few years. And I definitely think the future is bright for Central New York. But my entire goal behind all of this is to hopefully have an impact on our local economy here. I want to give women and women-owned businesses a platform, a leg up, if you will, and support them in any way I can to help their businesses thrive and therefore help them thrive as well. I grew up with a very alpha female mom. She was the breadwinner in our family. So I just want to see other women make money and do really well. And I also want to see our region flourish because of that.
That's awesome. I love that goal, and you're already accomplishing it. So that's exciting as well. I think putting these women together and really helping to grow them and see what the opportunities are. So, Neil, you're not in our area, but here we're about to break ground on Micron, which is a huge manufacturing organization, which is probably going to bring somewhere between 10 to 50,000 jobs. In Micron alone will bring probably the 10,000, but because of building houses and road structures and electricians and plumbers and everything else that's going to go along with it, it will create a huge opportunity for employment in our area. When Alex is saying that that's just one, but because of that one, we're going to see a massive trickle effect of more businesses coming in and the opportunities coming in.
Fantastic. It seems really amazing. And Kelly, you see the opportunity of being in this community to help more people and to connect with the right people.
Yes, absolutely. And at our business, we are fully female, we don't have a single man except for Neil. We love Neil because he helps us do the podcast. But with having two daughters and two stepdaughters of my own, I am truly all about Alex's message of empowering females and helping each other. Our whole business is based on that, as rising women up and putting them and showing them what they can do. So I firmly believe in Alex's message.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I know that in the past there's women have had to fight for their seat at the table. And I know that sometimes there can be a little bit of a wound there or a scarcity mindset, if you will. And that's why there's some women see competition in one another. But I just really hope that the spaces I create are nothing but collaborative and positive and supportive. I'm a firm believer in maintaining an abundant mindset, and I truly believe that as long as you stay true to yourself and you work hard, success will come and it will be your success. And there's enough success to go around for everyone. So I love that. I love that you're raising strong women, Kelly. My mom, I would not be who I am today if it weren't for my mother, who I actually just hired as my executive assistant, which is really exciting.
Great.
It's
Yeah.
so fun, so cool. It's full circle. She was my biggest supporter growing up. I was a stage child, if you will. I was a competitive dancer, and she sacrificed a lot to put me in competitive dance, and she was always so supportive and just like my rock. So it's so fun to be working with her again in this way. And yeah, all good things.
I hope that someday. I don't know if I told you my daughter's going into nutrition at Ole Miss, so it'll be cool to see. I want her to do her own things, but it would be cool to work for her at some point too. So I think that is really neat and kind of full circle. My other one's going into law, so we always will need our lawyer.
Oh, that'll be nice. A nice
I
free
know.
lawyer on retainer. Can't
I
hurt
know.
anybody.
I know. We're like, can you finish up quickly here? Because we need you.
Yeah.
But Alex, where can they go to find information or to be a member? Where should they go?
Yeah. So if you want any information or if you want to join the CNY Women's Network, just go to cnywomensnetwork.com/membership or /about. You can look us up on social media at CNY Women's Network. We're really active on our socials. So definitely follow us on there. And if you have any questions, shoot us an email, send us a DM. We'd be happy to chat.
And Kelly, we can go to kellyschoice.org and your book is out. Where can people find that?
Yeah, the book's on Amazon. So just go to the New Weight Loss Era and you can find the book. And we're excited to get that book out as even the GLP-1 space right now is changing even more drastically. We just found out. So hopefully that can help a lot of people, both women and men. And yeah, thank you, Alex. You've been a fantastic guest, and I knew you would be inspiring women across Central New York, but I know it's going to have more reach than even that.
All right. Thanks
Thank
again,
you
guys.
guys for having me. It's been
You,
a pleasure.
you're welcome. That was a special simulcast Neil Haley show and talk nutrition to me with Kelly Springer. Thanks, guys.